Hello, hello, hello. Full room with the guys.
Boom, gentlemen.
Four guys, one room, yeah? One virtual room. Yeah, say hey, everyone. Happy to see you again. Uh,
So
Ralph, I
What's
haven't
up,
seen you
guys?
for a while.
Merry pre-Christmas week.
Pre Christmas week. Yeah,
JJ,
JJ,
you
you
man.
are muted. You are muted, so that's harder to give your
All
idea
right,
away.
Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Welcome on the board.
Whoa, that's quite
So
early.
last week we had some conversation which we ended with the name leverage, and we decided let's make one more additional video about the leverage and leverage meaning in the business. So those who hasn't been on the last our live, we talked about important things to get those eight figures in your business, to get there, to get to that level. We have been there, we have done it, so we are trying again in different. I would say businesses do the same. So it's always like you're learning and you find a new things how to do that. But about the leverage part. So guys, let's make a small round so everyone talks a little bit about the leverage, what they think about it, and then we can chat around that. I think let's get straight to the point.
Okay,
cool
well, I'm
stuff.
gonna kick off then.
Okay.
Um, so for me, leverage is how we can take the resources and assets we have internally and also externally, and how we can get, let's say, to the next level using what the infrastructure we already have. For example, let's say connections, right? Make networking your way upstairs. So it doesn't necessarily mean injection of a cash flow to get to another stage or spending more money on ads. It means leveraging the people you have and the relationships you have to get to another person, and that person gets you to the next person. So when I'm thinking about leveraging, I'm thinking about how I can leverage the assets that we have in our hands right now to get to another stage.
Okay,
Okay.
nice. Thanks, Ross. Yanis,
Okay.
you can go next.
Okay. For me, it's leverage is a big word. I would describe it as four stages. We can categorize them in permission leverage and unpermission leverage. To explain, first type of leverage is usually resources, people. Like once you grow, you just hire more people that will give you more time and more tasks done. Second leverage is an injection of capital that Ralfs mentioned, that you also need to have permission to gain. You need money in terms of building something or investing in something that will give you cash. The second part is unpermissionless leverage, which is using media, creating content, a lots of content that gives you eyeballs of reaching out people. And the second part of unpermissionless leverage is writing code that you can do, and basically program does the rest. So those are four types of leverage. You just need to understand which one we're diving deep into.
Okay. JJ, looks like you are in some bump of the internet again.
JJ's net is tango dancing right now.
Thank you,
I
dancing.
hope just only your net, not net worth.
Your
Network
real
is
estate.
Okay, Gustavs, I think, well, JJ is trying to load in his video. You can maybe add your sense about this one.
Why I get this name leverage and JJ, you are back.
I am back, but I think only for a couple of seconds. The internet is what it is. So,
Okay.
fastly, what is leverage from my side is, in my opinion,
Okay.
so it's coming from a finance world. But when we are applying to the bigger scope of the lens in life, it's simply actually acknowledge, like we can go really fancy, but it's mainly the knowledge that you have or the resource that already Yanis mentioned. And it's just giving you the advantage. It's giving you extra speed and the advantage against the market, so you're able to move faster forward. For example, you can have knowledge in sales, let's say, and then you can diversify it and leverage with the human resource, which is building actually the team. So leverage is really intimate sexy and strong word. So it's going to be really interesting what we're going to uncover actually with the word leverage today.
Okay. I will add some from my side how I see the leverage today, and it came from one of guys online who is making content around digital marketing and everything around digital, and he told that leverage is the systems you have built. So every system what you build in your business, everything what you set up in your business, and you see, okay, this problem next time will be solved because the system is in the place, not because people is in the place, because people are the part of the system where they need to do some exact thing to get the results. And if you think about your business when you are sitting right now and you are reading this like leverage is something you can leverage in long term, like you are reading this Google term, but inside you just need to create a systems which works without putting your extra work in as I don't know owner or maybe director of some department, and you just need to set up the systems. And this is the huge thing when you think about your business. What's your main focus? Your main focus is to build the leverage so you can use this leverage to make more money, get new, like, get to the next tasks in your business growth. That's how I see it.
So that's
Because
resource leverage, the first type of leverage of building the systems in place, so you can hire people or getting people that do the systems, and basically you just own the systems that people operate in. Am I correct? That's how we think.
I really remember the moment when I decided, okay, I am ready for the agency. Was the moment when I was set it, when I was in my mind find a way how to manage more than one client in one uh, Kanban board. When I managed that system, when I understood in my head how the system works and how the people will manage and they can do a good, effective work there,
Hmm.
this was the moment when I understood, okay, we are ready. We are ready to get more clients because the system is set it up, and I can see what's happening with the tasks. I can see what is about the updates. I can see everything in one place. That's finally I can be sure that something we will sell, we will deliver, it will be delivered, and it will be done. You remember, Janis, that moment when I showed the price. I needed to understand that 2 years. Everyone is talking about the Kanban, but when you need to understand, like from your perspective, how to do that, it took me 2 years to set up for the
Mhm.
agency. And that's a huge leverage right now. We're still using that system. It's upgrading, it's growing, but everything is built on that system, and that's a leverage from my side. How I see the leverage.
And
I think
don't
one
this
more
is it's a big word. Like I said before, I explained four
I'm
ways on
only
how
one there
leverage
online,
can
or
be.
I'm offline.
I think I'm the only one here now, and Ralfs as well.
here too.
Yeah. So in general, I'll just carry on. Then you
I
can
was
chip in,
offline.
Ralfs. Yeah, for a
You were
bit.
online all the way.
So I'm gonna just this is a leverage. Like I said, it's a big word. This is one way leverage can be applied. There's another ways on, like, in each stage of business. Leverage can be applied. I actually like the saying. I forgot where I heard this, but poor people uh, do the wrong things. Rich people do the right things, and wealthy people own the right things. That's how I look at leverage in terms of, because you that's the ultimate leverage when you own a bunch of things that are done right. It can be everything. It can be, you can have a bunch of real estate, you can have a bunch of stocks that are making you money in long term, you can have multiple companies that are built on good systems and are always growing. That's like the ultimate type of leverage when you have
I
that.
think
But yeah, let's
on what Giannis is saying right now, I think it's a progression that never
yeah,
stops. So
yep.
the leverage is, so as you said, in every stage of business there's leverage. So how I see it is when you just start off your first month doing something, let's say you let's say you want to resell Nike shoes on Instagram, the very first feed in some sort of e-commerce exchange, right? So product versus money. So in there, you started off, you get to know the business model, you understand how to start leveraging the information you have to start, let's say, hiring a team, that then the team is going to be building out let's say an outreach team that they're going to start selling more products, and the more you go, the bigger the leverage, right? And it's really a never-ending story. It has no end. I think it's a progressive line that only stops the moment you die or you decide to stop operating your business.
Yeah, and specifically for businesses to get to this eight-figure number that we are talking about, they need to understand which leverage they don't have, and usually they don't have the first level of leverage that Gustos was talking about. They don't have a system where you can put in people and it just works without you being in it, without you overseeing it. So this is the type of thing that we see in a lot of businesses, in e-commerce companies, in other businesses. They don't have this kind of the first basic leverage, and once you if you don't have it, you will never get out of well, you won't have ever time. Basically, that's what I'm saying.
A
Do
very
you
interesting.
remember that? Do you
Yeah.
remember that McDonald's movie? Yeah, that's the famous one everyone is watching and enjoying. And do you remember what happened when that guy came to the room first time with the McDonald's guys, and
Yeah,
they showed why they can deliver the product in a minute, in a second, why they can do
yeah,
that? And in that moment, that guy understood this is the fucking leverage I can scale, because this system right now works in all the McDonald's, and you can. I enjoy waiting in the McDonald's, because what I'm doing, I'm just seeing and enjoying how they are working like a system, and that system is really old, because and that's a leverage. That's a leverage of the business, which you can like put in any place, put
but
any guy, any country, and it will work.
but even like McDonald's, if you're talking about McDonald's, even they're currently at the third level of leverage because, for example, when we're talking about let's say typical uh, the guys. So basically, they created the first level of leverage of they were working still inside of the business, managing these guys. That guy, the McDonald's guy, he came in. He's like, "The fuck! Everything is working. Everything can be built. Let's franchise this out." He started to sell franchise. Basically, he started to sell this system and started to own that type of leverage. And then he started to scale and own land, which was growing in value. He owned a business which was always operating. So that's how you make billions of dollars. Those guys didn't understand where they are at the moment. They didn't. They just like, okay, this works. This is amazing. Everything fine. They built a system, but the McDonald's guy, he's like, dude, this is ridiculous. Where? How can they are not seeing this?
Yeah.
I like that movie.
Yeah, I remember that movie too. I think McDonald's story is fascinating. I love seeing how they've grown. A lot of people have challenges with McDonald's becoming a massive real estate player. I've heard there's a lot of companies writing all sorts of bad PR about it, but I think it's beautiful. It's a progression of it's just a genuine progression of leverage, right? It's you start somewhere, you stack up, you stack up, you stack up, and then all of a sudden you become this massive empire. So I think it's every one of us has that dream destination in our businesses where we would love to take our little babies to, and I think it's just the beginning, and it's going to be a super fun ride.
I really like this McDonald's part that Gustos mentioned because every business should strive to create a system inside of their company like McDonald's. It doesn't matter what you're operating in, kind of, but you need to have the speed of delivering the things that you're serving. I don't quite really know that in every business that it's possible, but
Yeah, it's
maybe it
quality
is.
and speed. I think it's those two. Like you can, I think McDonald's is just they have this conveyor belt, and they have really nailed down how to get the quality up while maintaining the speed up, right? And I think that's the biggest struggle, because if you look at it from stepping back, it's whether you have the great quality and if you can maintain a high speed, that's how you really become a giant, right?
Yeah, but in the end of the day, like we right now talk about leverage what has been built for, I don't know, 50, 70, 80, 100 years. And that what we as a business owners, as managers, I would say as any regular person, if you want to get somewhere to the next step, you need to build this leverage. You need to build those systems and you need to own that. And that's a huge part Yanis is telling, own those systems, because one is that you have the system which works somewhere and you see what's coming out from that, but second half is that you understand the system from A to Z, and you can be the you can walk in any room and you can explain the system how that works and why this is the best system, how we can get there. Right now we have some good project loading on. There is maybe we will start to open the one day to tell more about that. But that's the same. That's the first thing what we do. We get out the system. We put everything on the paper, and we understand. Okay, this is the system. How we can get automatized. How it can get faster. As Jan is telling, faster, faster, and don't lose on the quality. Sometimes there is this problem that Ralfs mentioned, this quality and quantity. Sometimes you can lose a little bit on the quality, you can get higher volume, and you can not lose on the results made. And that's always the big game too, when you need to understand how much you can lose on the quality, how much you can lose there, so you still get the results what has been what promised.
Like since we're all in e-commerce as well, in some kind of a way, it can for you to also kind of understand and pitch in on this. So imagine a typical e-commerce business is creating 3 videos using one two influencer, right, a week, or maybe 6 videos. How we can, what basically the question is, how you can 100x it using the same people, but just how you can use the same people that are writing the scripts, same people that are filming the videos, how you can not create 6 videos a week, but how you can create 60 videos a week so you can test in your ads. So this type of
This is
crazy
the
leverage.
perfect question to ask you every week.
I actually
If
thought you were
want to
asking me
build-
a question. All
this
right,
is
all right.
this is really good way to how to think about everything in your business. If you want to build something, how I can make it extend.
Yeah. I think this is something like, let's say we take a long form video and we make shorts, we make reels, we make stories, we make posts, right? That's sort of a concept. Yeah.
Also, but yeah, that's actually but that's like using the same existing videos, but it's still it will require a lot of editing from like people's side. It's like sometimes it's not even doable. You let's say you have only 2 editors, but hey, how you can make from those 2 editors, how you can make 60 videos a week? Like it's really I don't know, like what's the capacity of it, but I'm not really sure that you're able to make maybe 60 videos a week. You are in terms of using kind of the same. You cut them in stories and Instagram posts. You can post them, and like you can, of course, you can create as a social content, but how you can make using the videos, how you can make 60 different pieces with just 2 people. Cannot really do it without interrupting.
And that's a question. That's a style of the questions you need to ask you for yourself daily. How we can, and of course, there's always the second question: do we need that? What will change if we would make it 10 times more? Because sometimes there will be no changes if we make this shitty content 10 times more.
Oh, yeah.
It will make any change. And the big part is if there is something what really giving value to your business and you get from something results, That's the place where you need to think about extend. Because if you are thinking about some bullshit what you are doing, how to make it extend, it will not change you anything in your life, in your business, in your.
Like you guys, you created. I remember that you were talking about creating an outreach system, right, or whatever it is. You find a working script that kind of works, and then you just 10x it.
Sort of. So one step behind that is you to find to find a perfect script. You test, like, let's say 50 different openers. You find one that works the best. Then you take that opener, then you create, let's say, 20 different next messages, and you test which next message works the best with the opener. Now I have two winners, and that's how you progress towards having the call to action message. So it's a lengthy process, but it's essentially how anything is done. It's perfecting the script by not changing stuff all over the place, but by taking one message at a time and making many variations of it and seeing which one reacts the best with the market.
Yeah, that's a leverage. That's a leverage what you told right now. So if somebody wants to build the outreach team, Ralph just shared his leverage. Like I would
Yeah.
say the small part of it, but still, that's how you need to think. That's how you need to operate. So there was the question still in the chat: what is the leverage? So I would say from my side, from the business owner side, the leverage is the systems you have set it up for your business, and you, of course, you need to own those systems. So you need to be the owner of those systems. So that's how you can guarantee for yourself that you can scale. You can, in one moment, you will understand and you will find something what is giving real results to your business. It's always a big question too. What exactly is giving me the results? And then you will build for that system, and that you can scale. And then you will build one more system, one more system, one more system. And I would say in like 100 years, you will build so much systems that, okay, 100 years, maybe we will not live, like 20 years, you will build so much systems that there will be really hard to catch you, to change your business. And I would say that's how we build the business. We just build the systems, and we know that those guys who is coming right now in the e-commerce business from our side, we know where are they? We know where are their systems, and we are not afraid of them because we have built those systems up to up, and that's how you make the
Yeah.
leverage. That's how you build the business.
Even to add an additional answer to your question about what is leverage, go look at the McDonald's movie. That's the movie is a little bit about leverage. First is you create a store where you work inside of the store. That's not really that you have a leverage. Then you are the manager of the McDonald's store. Okay, now you're getting some kind of leverage where you have people under you that is working with in this system. The next is you don't even work. That's the leverage. In the next step, then you start to buy buy more places that use the same system. That's bigger leverage, and then you buy a lot of then you just scale it, and that's the ultimate kind of leverage. And that's how you can look at this how everything is evolving. And McDonald's movie is it's really good. It really explains a
Better
lot.
go to the McDonald's, not to the McDonald's movie, because if you will watch the McDonald's movie, you will not understand this. Just go to the McDonald's, to any McDonald's in any place of the world, and go and see what they are doing there, and you will see that that's amazing.
Okay, gentlemen, I want to ask you something right now. This might be the internal company stuff, but let's have some fun. What is the current? Where would you say right now? What's the current biggest leverage that you are currently utilizing to take your business to the next step?
I think that's the same with what we started. Yeah, we are. I would say we are building all other systems, which is still like in the first steps of like becoming a system. I would say becoming of the leverage, and it, of course, it works. It gives some results, but the most and biggest thing, what's giving us the next step, is task management system. So be like the best in doing that, because the task management system is something what saves a tons of time to all the team if they all use it in the right way. And that's not only like making done or something like that. It's all the documentation, all the links, everything is in one place. You can I can wake up in the 5 o'clock in the morning. I can go into the task management system and I can see everything what I want to see there. And from my perspective, Jans, maybe you see something else.
No, it's I would just explain it in a bit different way. Kind of, yeah, you use basically it's creating the same systems just for more departments that we're kind of building. So if we're continue to build up this content creation department, making sure that they're using the systems that we have built in like from the ground up, and as a basic is just to continue to build a system in that particular department. Then it the same system can be applied in, let's say, uh, sales team, the sales team system, like just using the basic and just building in different part of departments. That's really what we're doing. Like, yeah,
Okay.
I,
that
I think one more system. This still is like in progress. I think the way how we set up the goals for every team member and for the new team members which is coming in. The way how they set goal and how they dedicate themselves to this one. And that's but I would say there is many systems which is still not a leverage, Jans. I will be honest. It will be in leverage maybe in 1 in 2 years, but right now it's still finding their places, those systems. And Ralph, maybe you can share something from your side.
no, it's just yeah. You need to build the. It's we have leverage on this one particular system. We're building leverage on other systems that will give us the leverage of us be able to step out of this completely, so the business is running on pure systems, because we have some few systems, but now for us to completely go out we need to build some systems in place for other departments where in case we won't be needed anymore. That's where we're going to own it. Yeah, we're also
Systems. I hear systems, but I'm gonna take a little bit different perspective. Um, so obviously, systems is a key backbone of the business model, but I think we have a super strong USP for the entire Scaling Lab team, which is the ability to network and get to know people. And for example, currently we have leveraged our personalities really in our vision to the point where we are working with a team of Kris Jenner. So right now on daily basis we're communicating with Kris Jenner's marketing team and we're building funnels together. And these are guys who have spent like $850 million on ads in the last decade. So we've leveraged our relationships. Obviously, there's a lot of goes into it on how well can you actually network with people, how well can you connect. And we've had a really awesome success story a couple of years ago that led us to connect with some awesome people. I think you gentlemen know who I'm talking about. So we have leveraged relationships, and I think it's really important to be. So me and JJ, we're the two co-founders, like you gentlemen. We've really split our paths currently in a Scaling Lab team. For example, I'm more of the guy who is running after the big whales, and JJ on the back end is systemizing everything. So I'm running for the big whales. I'm fishing large clients that are going to be equity partnerships. So right now that's our priority, is fishing for equity partnerships. And then JJ grabs that and builds a system around it, builds a team, builds processes, builds all the SOPs internally so we can automate that process, put in people and move to the next stuff. So that's how we leverage our skills and the relationships we've built.
But that's the same thing that we talked about with Gustav. You just said in a different way. It's like it doesn't matter which way you go, you still need to have some kind of process and system on how you go approach it. Like the same with using your what was the name? Connections. Yes. Connections, relationships. It's still you have a system around it, that how you approach it and you leverage it. It's completely.
I never said I'm going to talk about something different. I said I'm not going to use the word systems.
Yeah,
So
so exactly. Yeah, so that's the same thing that we're kind of looking at. Yeah, we answered the same thing, but
I think
that's
the
actually a
mindset.
good way of answering it in multiple ways on how people look at these things, and this is a really a good
The
approach.
mindset is that I think the mindset what Ralph mentioned, and that's maybe sometimes people when they really fall in love with the business and not with the life, they think that only and they think what you need to do daily is work on your daily tasks and do all those daily things. But the mindset is that you have always you need to move forward. You need to do next level tasks. You need to go on the next thing. And when you are just like digging the hole and not giving away this shovel to somebody else, you are you don't have enough time to do anything else as just work with the operations in the business or just work with this one particular thing what you are doing. And the mindset should be I need to move away from the things and go to the next thing. And that's I think that's a
yes,
huge thing for the business owners, for the small business owners. I need to do everything on my own. I always need to sit there. I always need to see everything. I need to like this ownership part is something you need to get rid. You need to understand. I need to set up the system, set up the people around, so I can take and do the next things.
I think you said it really beautiful, but I think there are a couple of reasons why people get such a hard time to moving on, and I think one of the most important reasons is
It's ego.
they are afraid of trusting somebody doing the same stuff because they feel like they can do it better, or they want to save some cash and not pay out those 15% on sales commissions to a proper sales rep or whatever that reason is for them. But yeah, the real reason I think is that people have the scarcity feeling that they're the best, and if they let somebody in, they're gonna mess it up. So that feeling of fear doesn't let them to grow. That's how I see it.
Yeah, it's pure ego. It's just pure ego. You see it. I see it a lot. Even for us, it's hard to give up. For me, it was at least hard to give up some kind of task that I was used to doing. But once I gave it up, I was like, oh god damn, this feels nice. I don't have to do this anymore. I know I can focus on other things. And if we're stuck in this loop of us, hey, I know the best, it's you only reach certain amount of level and you will never achieve like more. It's you're just stuck eventually.
Yeah, Yanis, I will tell the story about not giving away the tasks because this is the best thing. We all remember 2 years ago there was this situation when Meta was blocking everyone. Like everyone was blocked, and there was a huge problem for them because there was changing some rules. And I was like, I would say I spent few hours every day in the business met business accounts in ad accounts, and it's the place where you can spend all your time because it's interesting place. When you play with some money there, you test everything and you do that. And I couldn't give away this task till the moment when they blocked me, like totally blocked me, and I can't get into the ad accounts. I can't do anything. And that was the moment I gave away all ad accounts to the other person. And I was so happy that I don't need to spend this time and do the daily into the ad accounts because I feel that I need to give that away. But I needed that push of the blocking me to give it away like seriously. And that's sometimes we are so deep in that not giving away, then yeah, like if you feel that something is stuck with you and you already understand, okay, I need to give that away, then that's one of your next big tasks to do because then you can move forward to the next the next to the next thing. So yeah, maybe sometimes they need to be blocked, or I don't know, some bad things should happen so you can move forward. But don't go so far, please.
On this note of a Facebook ad account, since you open up this topic, I have a question for you, gentlemen. Have you noticed lately that Meta has become less restrictive versus, let's say, 12 months from now? Have you seen that pattern with blocking ads?
Yes, I think we used to have even I would say in the beginning of the year yeah, we definitely had more blocked ads, but now it's less and less and less. Yeah, and there's exceptions, of course. If you are in this sensitive market, then you can have blocked ad accounts. But most likely, yeah, we're not really getting rejected ads, or we're really good at building ads that don't get blocked. I
No,
like to
guys,
think
Oh,
that way.
it's just a Q4. They need to make money. Meta need to finally make some money, so they are doing that. So that's why I think for I don't know last 2 3 years they have maybe
No,
cut
no, but
down with all the restrictions and they just make some money.
no, no, no. Before we even, it's not even about Q4. It's easy. Hey, have the sales. It's rocking. But I mean, like the words that we use in our ads, where we're talking about specific people attributes, that usually got blocked. So we kind of we are now able to create ads or ad scripts or ad copies, headlines that goes around that. Don't really talk specifically about attributes, but really talks about it
yes.
by kind of jumping around it.
I mean, I've even recently published an ad that nobody would believe I was able to publish. I had 50,000 euros in cash. I had a car in the ad, and I was talking about changing life and promoting different like industries that would never make sense for Meta to be published. In fact, TikTok not even rejected but suspended us. So Meta,
Mm.
without even questions, let it go. And that was a big wow moment because I realized that I feel like Meta is having this fear that all of a sudden TikTok is taking over. And the more restrictions they give, the bigger TikTok grows, which means the less of a dominance in the marketplace they own.
That's actually good. Yeah, because I also believe, but currently, what I have heard and what is continuing to build, I don't feel like for me and even for a lot of bigger business people, I don't think that TikTok will be around for the next 3 years probably because it's gonna go away. It's
Hmm.
gonna get banned except for China because
Why do you
it's
feel?
too much. In America, it's like they're getting too much power of. For example, one billionaire, he was also creating content around TikTok that used to have like 1 million, 2 million reaches, but in one video he talked about China, like he said something bad about it, and they basically not banned him, but they restricted all of his information because not information, but basically from million views of video, he was starting to get maximum 20,000 views, 10,000 views, or even less. And it's for this one, it get connected to like a USA embassy, and they're actually reviewing this now. Not embassy, but USA securities. They're
Mhm.
reviewing this that TikTok is gathering too much information about American people, and in China has this plan from 2025. I think their goal was everything is China makes everything the best products, and China wants to control the world of creating like Samsung is direct competitor of Apple. They want to create all these products. They're able to create these good products by gathering information on what American users are using so they can create copycats. And America does not like it. America is trying to yeah, it's plus, guys, you remember wine? There was wine on
Why?
application.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely.
There was
What
wine
happened?
celebrities, right? It was wine. There was like a lot of wine celebrities, popular people. They also created this short form content.
Yeah.
But that's the first electric scooter was made in 1948 or something like that. It
Yeah.
wasn't just real time to get app where you can use it well, where you have this all this charging stuff and everything. So it's sometimes you just launch in the wrong time and you can't build from that
Also,
day.
yeah.
Yeah, because they launch it. So okay, guys, back to the leverage. So what we can give away? Let's put it out together. Let's give away two three things from everyone. What should business owners, directors, team leads, what do they need to do to build that leverage and build their business and in the end of the day make more money?
Ralfs, you can go ahead.
Okay. It's a great question. I think of it from the standpoint of understanding that sometimes, not sometimes, but it is okay to, let's say, make less at the beginning, but have more time and more freedom to build the next things in the system, in the company, right? So now, when I'm saying this, I especially mean the people who just started their stuff and they are really doing everything on their own feet. They're afraid to delegate tasks because they want to be the only owners and only people who make any money from this action. So I think it's very important to understand that the moment you are going to be delegating these tasks to different people, the more time you're actually going to have to start scaling, growing teams, thinking of different products, and having really more time that at the end of the day is going to make you a lot more money versus you sticking in that one position where you're stuck.
Okay.
Yeah, well, I'll circle back. I think this is a very important, interesting question. It's very important to kind of think of it from many different angles, right? What's most important is to learn the process, but it takes time, right? When you start, it's very hard to learn all this stuff. I think it comes naturally. It's like progression of a time. And you understand, oh, I've been doing this stuff for 6 months, haven't seen an exponential growth, and then you start reverse engineering why, and then you can find the answers, you can fill the holes and grow from there.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. Yanis, maybe you can give away something.
Yeah. Three directions. One, drop your ego. That's the first thing. Be egoless, like really open-minded about things and how it works, on how things really work in like most successful companies. Second, understand where you're currently at. For example, what kind of business you're at and what kind of opportunity do you have. For example, everyone knows a guy named Warren Buffett. Before he started the Berkshire Hathaway, he had a co-owner who was also with him. And at start, of course, Berkshire Hathaway and this investing thing, right? It takes a really long time, but it's like the market where he is, it's huge. The co-owner left him to start a steel business. He was able to make good money, but steel is a complicated business. The steel value goes up and down, and really it's hard to scale it. So you look at 30 years past, the guy is maybe a millionaire, or he has some few millions. But Warren Buffett is one of the richest men in the world by looking at which type of opportunity he has to build the leverage. And so understand your market and opportunity where you are, and then
Can I ask you one question? Can I ask you one question? Sorry for interrupting. So, how you think? In which age? No, how much money Warren Buffett has made from all his money, what he has right now, till 66 years, and after 66 years, what's the difference between those two things in volume of the money he has made from his whole net worth?
I think it's compound. For first 30 years, he didn't make a lot.
For first 66 years, he has made 2% of his whole money, and all other money is made after 66.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like it took time for him to gain this. So he was like, he saw this, hey, I'm gonna own a bunch of companies. This is how it works. Okay, it'll take like a lot of years. So he just stuck to it. But sometimes there's when you're in a business, you don't have the type of growth possibility. Sometimes you can cap out, and yeah. But anyways, drop your ego, delegate tasks so you can own your leverage thing. So you can have processes and systems in place that work for you. Second, understand what's the opportunity for your ultimate leverage for your business, where you can take it in the next 20 years. Don't just look at 1 year. And third one is, I think, don't look at shiny objects and stick to it, and just build. Put your head down and work and build, and really look at things long term. That's how I would give, like, just McDonald's. The guy didn't probably think about, hey, this is 1 year job. He look at the things, how he can build this, how many McDonald's he can own in the country, then the world, and everything like that. So it just understand that building leverage and ultimate leverage takes a lot of time, but it's worth it if you stick
And
to it.
especially those things are not sexy. Like they're not fun. They're not fun to do. It's
Exactly.
those are things that are actually one of the most boring things you can do, because you have all these beautiful opportunities around you, and you really have to stay away from that lady in a red dress, like in a Matrix movie, right? You got to stick to the basics and just dig into the holes that are going to be building you a consistent and predictable future.
Yeah, that's why people are usually. I really like question people sometimes. They say, "Oh, this guy came out of nowhere. He's super rich now. He's all this stuff." But you guys
Yeah,
don't
because
see the
because
years.
he was working for 5 years in his office and he wasn't sharing anything because he like 10,000 times in a day wanted to quit.
Imagine, like, yeah, but imagine the pain and all the suffering, the bad days, the unpaid checks, unpaid bills that those people have to go through. Like it's really a grueling process. But that's what you need to build this ultimate type of leverage.
I think I will add to you guys. You've made it perfect. I will add one thing what we mentioned today, and keep trusting the people because they always will.
Mm.
There always will be people who will fuck you up. There always will be people who will not do the things what they have promised. But keep trusting the people. If you want to build the leverage, you need to first of all you need to understand what's happening, the process, and then you need to trust the people that they can make it even better. Maybe not in the first year, maybe not in the like in the first months, but give them a try and trust the people because that was for me the biggest problem because my first company bankrupted and I lost a lot of money and a lot of people owed me money and I had I needed to go down for a few years to start trusting people again and start understanding, okay, it was just an experience and enjoy that and keep trusting people and keep this open mindedness and build those things. So that's all
I
what
think
I
you
can
said
add.
really beautiful. Sorry to interrupt. Just on this note, I think you said really well, because I think I know we all have at some point in our lives experienced the situation when we judged a book by some past experiences, and it led to a situation where you were not able to fully, how to say, dive into that person and dive into their skills and what ROI it could bring to your life, just because you had this feeling that the past experience is going to replicate again, and I don't want to mess it up this time. I don't want to fuck up myself, so I'm just going to skip it and not go that path. But actually, we never really should judge anybody, and we should just give everybody a shot, and then we should have really strong filters, these bullshit sensors that tell us at which stage you feel like something is not right, and then you can make some assumptions and actions.
I think this bullshit sensor is really good, Gustos. I think we have. I know that in 10 years, this bullshit sensor will be our next level probably. But even now, when we're talking to the people and talking with clients, other people that maybe some people that want to work with us or whatever, we have a really good sense of understanding if this is the right person or not, Like I think we have a pretty good meter on this. I feel like, but
Yeah,
sometimes we
bullshit
even fail.
sensor. That's perfect. Bullshit sensor.
Bullshit
It's the
So,
third eye.
so build your bullshit sensor to the next level. That's why you have all those bad experiences, so you can build that bullshit sensor. Guys, we have made a great work today. Thank you everyone for coming, sharing. Guys, from those who is listening, like, comment, and share. Is that what you need to do? Because we have made some input, so you need to put some input from your side too. It was pleasure to be on the stage today with you guys. Thank you for coming, and I think see you on the next one.
Yep.
Yeah.
Thank
See
you,
everybody.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.